Hello, Gemini, and welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you're having a great day. This will be your weekly reading for the week of May 18th through the 24th. And during that time, we will have a last quarter moon that comes in on the 20th. And that means it's a really good time for reflection, releasing what no longer serves us and kind of getting ready for new beginnings. So just a good time to kind of let go, look around and see what's not been working out this month and just make those changes for next month. We will then move into the waning crescent, and that's a time of surrender, rest, and healing. So after you've kind of, just done a little evaluation of things, you're just going to let go and then take some time to just rest and heal up and get ready for the new cycle ahead of us. So please keep those moon energies in mind as we move through the week. This will be an intuitive general reading for the energies that you may or may not encounter this week, Gemini. So, of course, please take what resonates and leave what doesn't for someone else. All right, your overall message card. The energy is gaining momentum. All right, let's see what the Gemini Collective has going on for this week. And Gemini, I would like to say that since my readings are free to you, all that I ask in return is that you hit that subscribe button. It really helps my channel and it's super easy for you to do. So I will give you just a moment to do that now while I'm shuffling. Thank you so much. And if you've been a subscriber, thank you so much for coming back and helping me build a community here. I see you and I appreciate you. Also, my weekly reminder for the week would be that you notice the world around you. Got some cards flying, a little too big of a stack to take all of those. We'll just keep shuffling. But that you notice the world around you when it comes to synchronicities. So this could be, the animals that get in front of you that maybe you don't see every, I know you see your cat and your dog every day and your pets that maybe you have, but I'm trying to think, a good example was we were on a beach vacation one year and out pops a fox. I'm sitting out there having coffee one morning, and it was just the strangest place to see a fox. So I had to kind of go look up the meaning of that. Also, we've got this card coming. We will take this one. Just an animal that doesn't get in front of you daily. So that's kind of to me, that's a universal sign, synchronicity. Also, this could be like repeating numbers that you see or a song that pops up or a conversation that you overhear, but just pay attention to those synchronicities as the universe drops you those little breadcrumbs that help you on your unique path. So, all right, Gemini, we've got a lot of cards coming out here. We are going to take both of these. Actually, we have a few. We will take them in that order. Okay, the energy is gaining momentum. Let's see, your overall present energy is the Nine of Pentacles here. So this is kind of enjoying the fruits of your labor. Looks like you're sitting in a good place when it comes to, maybe material things, worldly things, money, like everything's in just a good balanced place right now for you, and that's really good. Your current situation is the Two of Cups. So this is coming together in partnership, and this could be with either like a romantic partner, but it could also just be a friend, family member that you're kind of coming together, in that energy. Things are good, and maybe you're just enjoying that time together, which is awesome. The root of your situation is the Ten of Cups, which is this is definitely happy family, or things around you, just abundance. Things are just awesome. This is a really, really great energy here to start out with. In your recent past is the Nine of Wands here. So kind of our wounded warrior card, kind of looking back on your past, and maybe you're just kind of coming out of it doesn't have to be a rough year, but it's kind of like you're maybe doing an evaluation point for some reason. Some of you may have a birthday approaching, and that's kind of, sometimes we can get into that energy, with that. When a birthday comes around, you're kind of just doing that self-evaluation of, what has been my life over the past year through my birthday. What do I want to improve this year? Kind of your own little renewal. So that might be something that you're kind of coming out of, but it looks like you're sitting in just really great positive energy. What's on your mind right now is your financial stability. So not only are you, in this place where you can enjoy the fruits of your labor, but you're also thinking, hey, I'm kind of in a good place financially. So and it's just worldly. Like the world is, you're just having a good time. The world around you is really good. You've got you're full of not only worldly abundance, but it looks like your emotional abundance is really full right now too. What is just ahead of you is the Knight of Swords. So some sort of action coming in rapidly when it comes to thoughts, ideas. This could be some quick idea that you're having, or something that you want to move quickly on, or some words that are coming in, just some kind of message that comes in that's going to make it's kind of quick for you, and going to make things move rapidly. In your advice position is the Three of Wands here. So this is definitely, thinking about travel, new ventures. You might be thinking about a vacation. This idea that comes in could be something about vacation, some new information that comes in that makes you think, oh, we want to do this on vacation, or maybe a little change of plans or something. But you're kind of thinking about that. You're thinking about, maybe new ventures, new things that you want to get into, or this could just be travel. What is beyond your control this week is the Queen of Wands. So, you know, this is really having an understanding about the things that you're super, super passionate about. And this, you may want to use this travel to gain some more understanding about that. It's beyond your control that you're doing that, that's something that you're engaged in. This could be that you're just engaged really deeply this week into a hobby, learning something about it. This could be reading a book, listening to a podcast about it, something that's, you're just kind of in that learning mode, and that's beyond your control. That's just kind of who you are this week. What is your secret desire, or what you're trying to avoid, is the Hanged Man. So this is our card of the Hanged Man can be kind of sacrifice, or this is looking at things from a new perspective. So are you trying to avoid that, or is that your secret desire to kind of look at things from a new perspective? And what are those things? Is it looking at your entire situation? Maybe this happiness and this fulfillment on the emotional and material realm is kind of, maybe it's turning around and making you have a new perspective. Maybe you're being, if you're negative, you're being a little more positive. So that could be a really good thing. But are you trying to have that new perspective, or trying to avoid it? And that's really going to be your big question for the week here, Gemini. In your outcome position is the Ten of Wands. So that final push to kind of bust through and get to some sort of goal, accomplishment. Again, your overall message card is the energy is gaining momentum. So we go from this 9, which is kind of that evaluation mode. You're sitting in a good place here. Like I said, you're thinking about the future a little bit, thinking about travel, your emotions and your finances. You've got this new perspective, and you're kind of pushing towards something here with this 10, to be pushing maybe towards, things are good here. I'm going to push this through, and I'm going to maybe start a new project, or work a little harder on something that's kind of a passion project for you. What is being hidden from you this week is the Page of Pentacles. So the Page of Pentacles is something that's like a new path in the way of finances, and this could be that's just not something you're thinking about. That's hidden from you this week. Maybe you're not involving that, or you don't want to take on anything new right now. You're happy with kind of the status quo, which is also fine. All right, so I think just a really good balanced week for you, Gemini. I don't see anything, like I said, you might have a new thought or something that you want to act quickly on. Um, when it comes to any of this, it doesn't even, that's the only sword that's even popping up in this whole reading is this Knight right here. So this could just be an idea. This could be some sort of action that you're going to take in the way of speech. It could be some, message that you're putting out, and it could be about something here that involves your passion. I see we've got this nice stability, and it's on the fringes out here is your passion, right? But at your base, everything is like, you're just in a good place. You're in a good balanced place, which I really like that. Let's get a final message here for Gemini from the Soul Oracle deck. Final message for Gemini. Laugh at your demons. Never a bad idea. And that could be here with this Hanged Man card. Is just kind of a new perspective. Laughing at things a little bit. And work with devotion. Yeah, keep up the hard work here. I don't think, like I said, there's not a whole lot that's going on for you this week. You're kind of in thinking mode, thinking about the future and maybe some travel. You're coming together with people in a very nice way. You've got this nice stability when it comes to your finances and your emotions. You know, you're kind of having a new perspective. You know, is that's your big question? Is your new perspective positive, negative? Is it you know, is it, what's it based on, and is it something that you're going to carry forward into the future, you know, as you move through and finish kind of this cycle and move into the next thing? Are you going to be able to hold on to that new perspective, or are you trying to avoid that new perspective? It might be something that you've just learned that you're not really comfortable with and you want to put that aside. So that's going to be your big question of the week. But again, your energy is gaining momentum, and I feel like you're just kind of getting to a push to get to a new place for you. So Gemini, I really appreciate your time here with me today. I do hope there was something in this reading that you can take away and use for your week. If you're comfortable sharing, you know, let me know what it is that you're going through. Let me know what maybe this new thought or idea or this new perspective is for you. If you want to drop me a comment, just let me know. Also, I do post weekly readings, so come back next week. We'll see if this energy continues, or if, you know, because we've had this 10, you might turn it over a new leaf and a new thing is just a new energy is popping up for you. Then come back and we'll check that out. So also, if you like my reading style, of course, please like and subscribe. It really does help my channel, and of course the most important thing is it'll help you find me next week. So thanks so much, Gemini. We'll see you next time. Bye bye.